Thank you for this opportunity today to give you a brief update on BeMetals and our growth and development plans for the future. As with every company, our board of directors is key to the successful implementation of our corporate strategy. We formed BeMetals about 2.5 years ago, and it was formed by Clive Johnson, Tom Garrigan, Roger Richer, and myself. As many of you will know, Clive has been responsible for leading a team of seasoned mining professionals and returning exceptional value to shareholders through both Bema Gold and B2Gold. We were pleased earlier this year that Mark Connolly agreed to join us as non-executive chairman, bringing a wealth of further deal flow and mining business expertise to the company. Mark's relationship with the team came through the merger of Papillon Resources into B2Gold that has led to ultimately to the development and production of the world-class Fekola deposit in Mali. My relationship to the team comes through my experience in the late 1990s being a senior member of the discovery and initial resource growth team for the Otjikoto gold deposit in Namibia, another operation that's currently in very successful production by B2. Kristen Reinertsen has been with us since inception. She's our Chief Financial Officer and Corporate Secretary based here in Vancouver and runs a small part-time team of back office support staff and accounting staff. Derek Iwanika, also based here in Vancouver, joined us about 2 years ago and actually started his mining career with Bema Gold Corporation back in 2002. Derek brings a wealth of investor relations experience and input into our corporate development strategy. I spend a lot of time working with Dennis Sansbury, who has really been responsible for designing and building B2's mines across the world. And we look especially at the more advanced opportunities that come our way together and formulate what value they may add to BeMetals. Prior to BeMetals, I ran exploration and new business in Africa for Antofagasta PLC, the London-listed Chilean copper producer, and our external go-to consultant was Dr. Richard Solito, based in London. Dr. Solito and I have co-authored a number of research papers on the Central African Copperbelt specifically with other colleagues from Antofagasta, and we were very pleased when Dr. Solito agreed to join us on BeMetals' advisory team, someone who is truly a world-renowned economic geologist. Some of the competitive advantages we have at BeMetals is our access to deal flow through our extensive networks across the world. This has been further added to by bringing Mark in as non-exec chairman, who brings deal flow from the Australasian part of the world specifically. Also, our ability to raise funding through various market cycles. If we could sum up the potential of BeMetals on one slide, this would be the slide that we would use. And it shows the value creation the team has developed through Bema Gold Corporation, currently B2Gold, and we see BeMetals as being the next company coming out of that stable to return significant value to investors and stakeholders. This is a snapshot of our current corporate overview, approximately 124 million shares issued, a large investment from current insiders and advisors, and a large portion of the current retail segment to our investment is also friends and family of the insider group. We are starting to build up our marketing activities following the COVID situation and increasing our volumes of tradable on our stock price at this time. Earlier this year, we decided to augment our development strategy by adding precious metals to our acquisition list and potential projects going forward. This strategy is to expand investors' exposure to all parts of the metals environment, and the addition of a gold project to our portfolio will eventually augment what the projects we currently have through our South Mountain high-grade polymetallic deposit and our Pangeni early-stage copper exploration in Western Zambia, where we're targeting world-class copper deposits. Just to give you a brief overview of the current projects we have in the portfolio, let's talk briefly about our underground drilling at the high-grade polymetallic carbonate replacement deposit in Idaho. We identified this project as something that was an advanced project. We can advance this project potentially to a construction decision in short order. When we identified the project, we have about 500,000 tons in current resource base, but a very high-grade material, over 10% zinc, 150 grams per ton silver, a significant gold credit, and copper found in certain parts of the mineralizing system. We believe there's excellent potential to grow this resource as we achieved during our last year's underground drilling campaign, and we are currently about halfway through a similar campaign this year. We access the underground drilling through an added infrastructure, very easy to get access, and we have year-round access to that property through a short section of dirt road which connects to a well-maintained county road. Specifically, we have a secure land package with most of the mineralization being on patented or private ground. This is a big advantage in terms of permitting and permitting timelines. And many of these projects, permits are already in place. We have strong community support for the project, and through the deal structure, we have included very experienced members of the vendors management team, Thunder Mountain Gold, who are all based in Boise, Idaho, into our project team. And that's led for good relationships, both between us and the project and with the authorities in Idaho. So the near-term drivers for value from the South Mountain project is that we are currently looking to expand the resource base. We will start to see initial drilling results news flow later this year, and early next year we will be updating the mineral resource estimate. Eventually, these results will be put into a preliminary economic assessment with the target to deliver that by middle of next year, including increased amounts of metallurgical test work. And that PEA study, we will determine whether we want to move forward with a pre-feasibility or feasibility study, or potentially into a construction phase. There are some images of our current underground activities, where we have also expanded the existing underground development to create a new drill station to look at drilling and expanding the Texas zone of the high-grade mineralization. Very briefly, an overview of our project in northwestern Zambia called our Pangeni Copper Project. This was a project I generated while I was at Antofagasta PLC, and kept very close to this following our involvement on that project. You can see the project is located there in northwestern Zambia, and the overall thesis for exploration success here is very similar to how we discovered in the late 90s the Otjikoto gold deposit in Namibia. The Otjikoto mine would have been discovered by early prospectors if it wasn't for the fact it was covered by a thin veneer of calcrete cover in the order of 10 to 20 meters in thickness. We subsequently identified a geophysical target on the property Otjikoto, explored through that covered calcrete unit, and discovered the bedrock gold mineralization. In this case, we do not have calcrete cover, but we do have Kalahari sand cover in the range of 20 to 25 meters in thickness. So we have been using our geophysical surveys and interpretation to identify targets, drill shallow percussion holes through the sand cover, and follow up with core drilling. A number of major international mining companies operate currently in Zambia, including Anglo American with a large early stage exploration land position immediately to the west of us. Rio Tinto and Barrick and First Quantum have 2 producing mines within Zambia. This gives you an indication of the activities that we carry out in Zambia, and at the moment we're coming towards the end of another phase of efficient air core drilling, which will total up approximately 3,000 to 3,500 meters, testing further targets and looking to extend the mineralization we intersected last year. The central slide shows you some of the very encouraging results we drilled last year, including 5-meter true width intersections at the D2 target, running at about 0.5% copper. Importantly, the geological association here is chalcopyrite mineralization with an alteration mineral called kyanite. And we know this relationship to be very important at First Quantum's nearby operation called Sentinel. So really encouraging results, and we're looking to find higher grade parts and extend to the total tonnage potential of this mineralization during the current year. Results will start to emerge from this project following laboratory analysis early in 2021. So a real snapshot of a value proposition for investors in BeMetals is the company is truly led by some of the top mine finders, builders and operators in the industry with a proven track record over many decades. We get exposure to extensive deal flow and access to capital. We recently raised 7.5 million Canadian in August through our first private brokered financing, and have had the ability to raise money in markets less favorable than the current one for mining exploration and development investment. We are fully financed to deliver our near-term drivers, which are to identify and secure a quality entry-level precious metal project, which will lead to a potential share re-rating, expand and update the mineral resource estimate of the South Mountain project in Idaho, and continue our ongoing exciting exploration investment at the Pangeni Copper Project, a project in northwest Zambia that has the potential, if successful, to really deliver a world-class copper discovery. Thank you for this time in listening to this very quick summary presentation, and we'll be pleased to answer any questions as we go through the conference.